Well, there are several indications from Islamabad that Pakistani Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif will be attending the event on May 26. Let's cut across live to Islamabad, where a spokesperson is addressing the very same issue.
That stem from our interest in having peace in this region so that we can focus on economic development, so that people of this region can also have peace and development. And this has to be peace with dignity. Our expectations also stem for the betterment of the region, the larger region, South Asia region. So we expect that when the new government takes over, realizing the importance of having peace in the neighborhood, could you please switch off your mobile? So we expect that the dialogue process between Pakistan and India will resume, and it will be a meaningful dialogue. It would be constructive dialogue. It would be dialogue with a view to resolving the outstanding disputes between our two countries, so that the region can have a dialogue that, as we say, uninterrupted and uninterruptible dialogue. This is our expectation. You mentioned the statements in the recent weeks. Well, we hope that will be taken today, and when it's done, practice that if a head of government has some preoccupation, he can or she can nominate somebody else to.
Well, in fact, a spokesperson from Islamabad making it very clear that they are very happy with the invitation, that they expect from the new government that there will be peaceful dialogue and that Pakistan and India can reach new heights in their relationship. So it definitely looks like positive vibes as of now between India and Pakistan, with Modi going out and extending an olive branch to Pakistan and other SAARC nations for his swearing-in ceremony. So we could be looking at Pakistan PM Nawaz Sharif attending the swearing-in ceremony on May 26th, making his way to New Delhi.
Okay. All right.
And of course, Narendra Modi had extended an invitation to all SAARC nations, and Pakistan, of course, has been going back and forth. Initially, there was talk that Nawaz Sharif will not be a part of this particular swearing-in ceremony, and we do understand that the decision will be taken today. But come what may, they have made it very clear that they are willing to have cordial relations with India and are looking forward to some new dialogue and some new sort of venture being taken up between India and Pakistan to ensure that the relations reach new heights. And of course, we will have to wait and watch to see if Nawaz Sharif does accept that invitation. If he does, of course, it will be a new high, there's no doubt. And of course, if he doesn't, it could lead to a few sour relations. But in all, Narendra Modi's invitation has definitely sparked off a lot of curiosity on whether, in fact, Pakistan will attend or not. Well, the Cash Pharmacy junction on Residency Road had oil seeping from the ground yesterday, and the strange phenomenon has not stopped yet. Now oil is seeping out from another hole on the road. Well, as you can see, this is from right in front of the LIC building on Residency Road. No one seems to know the exact cause for the strange leakage. And now we do understand that after digging, they have found a strange liquid which they emptied into a bottle. An expert was present there. He also said that before going into lab testing, going by the smell and the color, it looks like diesel, and diesel that has remained in those pipes for years together. So it is of course harmless, but it looks like the leakage is coming from that huge pipe out there, and of course we are yet to get a confirmation on what it is. But experts, after going through the smell, after looking at and feeling this, it definitely looks like it is diesel, but they are yet to confirm the same. Only after lab tests will they be able to state that yes, it is diesel. But as of now, they have dug it up. They've taken a sizable portion for testing, so we will have to wait and watch to see what the tests in fact announce, if it is in fact diesel or not. And after that, of course, as you can see, they've closed up the dug up hole that they have put, they had done to get some samples of that liquid, and now they have covered it up, and hopefully, of course, after proper testing, we will be able to find out exactly what it is. As of now, the leakage has also been stopped, but if in fact it is diesel, they will be looking at ensuring that there is no more leaks taking place.
It is smelling predominantly of diesel, and it is obviously a diesel tank or pipeline which was there earlier, which has residual diesel which is leaking out over a period of years. The diesel typically after a long number of months or years in a tank container, when it leaks out, this is how it smells. It's not at all something that's fresh. It's something which is very stale. So it is harmless, it's very stale, and it's got that pungent smell of diesel typically. And it's stored in even a vehicle tank for a long number of years, this is how it smells. I'll get it tested and give you a report very soon. Unless somebody brings in a fire and puts it on it, there's no danger. By itself, there's no danger.
Suppose someone throws a cigarette butt.
No, nothing will happen. It will get extinguished. It's not at all flammable like petrol. This is it's soaked in the earth, so it will go away. It will go into the earth very soon. See how, as it is not collecting very much.
Okay.
So to collect a sample will be a tough task.
Okay.
So it's not a very big leak, nor is it a very huge quantity. So nothing to get scared of. We'll have to dig up and find out, investigate further by increasing the area of digging.
Most probably it is a diesel tank.
Some old tank or old pipeline which is lying there, filled with diesel and forgotten. There must have been some pipeline here in the olden days, it's forgotten.
So perhaps now it is no longer in use.
No.
So that is why we are not collecting very huge amounts. It's just a small trickle that we see.
That's true.
The surprising part is it's oozing out of the earth.
It's not oozing out of the earth, it's oozing out from a pipe somewhere and traveling and coming down to this. Liquid finds its own level, so it's coming down to this hollow place and it's visible, that's all.
And moving on, the Supreme Court today rejected N. Srinivasan's plea to reinstate him as the BCCI president. The Supreme Court declined to hear N. Srinivasan's plea to reinstate him as the Board of Control for Cricket in India's president. The court told Srinivasan's lawyer to approach the same bench that passed the orders to remove him as board chief and appoint Sunil Gavaskar as well as Shivlal Yadav as interim heads to run BCCI affairs. Srinivasan had filed an interim application appealing to the Supreme Court to reinstate him as BCCI president. In his appeal on Wednesday, Srinivasan had said that his unceremonious exclusion was too drastic a step and is extremely harsh. Srinivasan wants to be reinstated as BCCI president till his term expires in September this year. Of course, Srinivasan is also scheduled to become the first chairman of the New Look International Cricket Council from July. A two-judge bench consisting of Justice A.K. Patnaik had passed an order on March 28th to remove Srinivasan as the BCCI president till investigations into the IPL fixing and betting scam was over. And of course, it looks like there is absolutely no breather for N. Srinivasan from the Supreme Court. They have gone ahead and maintained that Srinivasan will not be able to take up his role as a BCCI president. In fact, the Supreme Court bench refused to hear the case, stating that take this particular appeal to the same bench that had made the order on March 28th, wherein they stated that N. Srinivasan should step aside till the investigations are complete. So let that bench go ahead and take the decision, is what the Supreme Court decided upon. And of course, the Supreme Court making it very clear that it is not in their rights to go ahead and make amends to a decision that was made by another bench of the very same court. And Jnanpith Award winner Kannada writer U.R. Ananthamurthy today said that Narendra Modi needs to take care of the intolerance prevailing in the Parivar, by which he meant, of course, the RSS, after allegedly receiving threatening calls from some BJP workers. Ananthamurthy received some unpleasant calls after the BJP-led NDA's victory last week and has now been provided with police protection, as the former had said that he would not live in a country that is ruled by Narendra Modi in September last year. And Ananthamurthy now has made it very clear that Narendra Modi should in fact take action against the intolerance prevailing in the RSS. Of course, he has been getting calls, threatening calls according to him, and that's why he's been given extra police protection. And let's listen into exactly what the writer had to say.
After Narendra Modi becoming the Prime Minister, the PM designate, a lot of people are saying that they will send travel itineraries to you to leave the country.
A bit mean of them.
Do you think that this is growing intolerance, or are you worried about
certain intolerance which you find in the Parivar. This is what I was afraid. It was there before they came to power, and after that coming to power with such good number, they should not be playing on a certain lapse in my speech, you see. It was a lapse. I said, I can't live in a country with him as a Prime Minister. That got lapsed into, I won't live in that country. And they have held on to it. And they have not bought the ticket yet. I not only belong to India, I belong to Karnataka, I belong to Kannada, I am one of its writers who will be remembered even perhaps after I am gone. I am not worried very much about myself because I have always grown up, expressing whatever I want to say. But there will be intolerance unless Modi takes extra care of that. Because it comes from one of the lowest classes, and so it is one of the dreams of India that somebody from the very low caste should rise very high. Was the dream of Gandhi, was the dream of Ambedkar, was the dream of everyone. And that has happened. And when it happens, it should not happen like Hitler coming to power. That's the one.
And you are Ananthamurthy there stating that Modi will have to take extra precaution to ensure that these kind of incidents do not take place, and this is exactly what he was talking about. Extra police protection has now been given to U.R. Ananthamurthy after he claims he did get several threat calls, and this is of course right after he had made a statement wherein he had stated he would leave the country if Narendra Modi became Prime Minister. And moving on, after making a breathtaking appearance on the Cannes 2014 red carpet on Tuesday, Bollywood star Aishwarya Rai Bachchan turned heads again at the Search premiere, this time in a Roberto Cavalli fishtail gown. Proving that she is undeniably the most glamorous woman at the festival, the 40-year-old posed for photos like the pro that she is and flaunted her gorgeous figure in the white beaded number, which featured a plunging neckline, shimmery tassels and a diamond pattern.